All right, tonight we hit episode 64 of our spooky walk through Saskatchewan's history, mixed with some visits with Canadian monsters and legends along the way. What started as a weekly radio show has turned back into a slowed down project, given the addition of the local ghost tours in Regina and other projects I have on the go. I'm sad to be wrapping up season two a little earlier than planned, but also very excited to tell you what's coming in season three and beyond. Good evening and welcome back to Paragoul Paranormal Discoveries from the Dark. I'm your host, K.D. Culpa, a horror author and paranormal researcher based in Regina, Saskatchewan. Each week on the podcast, we dive into the shadows of Saskatchewan's past and even go beyond, uncovering dark history, mysteries, urban legends, and sometimes we even get to some monsters. If you're one of the listeners that comes back each week but aren't yet subscribed, please hit that follow button and share it with someone who loves the weird and wonderful. I've got more big guests and haunted deep dives coming your way, so join me now as we explore the unknown and bring life to the ghosts and monsters hiding in the dark. So tonight is going to be a little bit different. I don't have a specific location or ghost that I'm going to be introducing you to tonight. No mystery to try to unravel. Instead, tonight I want to talk to you directly, my ghouls, about where this show has been, where I am right now, and where we're going next. Because change is on the wind, and I think you're going to love it. I know I will. It's hard to believe that we are wrapping up the second season of Paragoul Paranormal already. Like I said, what started as a weekly community radio show with 91.3 FM CJTR here in Regina quickly expanded into something that has become a large part of my everyday life. I believe that the YQR Haunts Ghost Tours would never have started without this show, so it's amazing to see how it keeps growing in ways that I wouldn't expect. The second season was a lot of fun. We had a lot of great guests and covered a lot of new haunted locations, even meeting some new ghosts along the way. Since we did it in season one, I thought we'd do it again here in the season finale and take a quick look through the top 5 episodes from season two so you can go back and check them out if you missed the most popular ones, and then we'll get into what's coming next. Now, up first, coming in at number 5, is episode 56, where we talked about the lingering guests of Hotel Saskatchewan here in Regina. This was a fun episode and a great location, which you'll be hearing a lot more about if you're on my email list, as I'm looking forward to sharing some exciting news to my inside circles. We were able to meet a couple of the ghosts of the hotel in the episode, as well as learned about its history and how it was built from some of the abandoned steel of a ghost hotel that never was finished. It doesn't surprise me that Hotel Saskatchewan made the top 5 list this season. At number 4 was episode 62, which does surprise since it aired not that long ago. However, it also was a great episode where we talked about the top 5 haunted locations in Regina that I recommend people check out whenever they DM me or ask me for recommendations. We talked about the German Club, a more recent favorite of mine, as well as some of the first haunted locations that I fell in love with, like the Government House and Bushwhacker Brewpub. If you are from Regina or coming to Regina to visit sometime later this year, then I highly recommend you check out that episode. Or you can even come out and, check out our upcoming YQR Haunts Ghost Tours. More details are on my website at kdkulpa.com, and even more details will be coming out soon. So join the waitlist if you want to be among the first to know when tickets go live, and you'll also be inside that insider circle I talked about earlier. Now, the third top episode of the season was episode 53, where my co-ghost guide Kathy and I talked about the YQR Haunts Ghost Tours, why we decided to join together and create them, what it took to pull them together, and where we were hoping to see it go. Now, this was back before the 2025 tours, and so much has changed since then. We might have to record a new episode to share even more behind the scenes about what's coming this year, because wow, have they ever changed. Number two on the top five was episode 42, where I shared some of my personal experiences while staying at Grant Hall Hotel in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, along with the history and many names the hotel has been through. In fact, I think one of Moose Jaw's locations was also on the top five in season one, so interesting to see Moose Jaw's coming in again. I honestly loved that hotel and hope to go back again, as it was so much fun, and I feel like the guests that visit there from beyond the grave would be amazing to visit again as well. And what is it about a haunted hotel that we love so much? I don't know, but I can't wait for my next stay. Finally, number one on the top five episode list of season two is really not surprising at all, as it was such an interesting episode to research and record, not to mention the extra ghost stories and experiences shared with me after it was aired in the comments across all the platforms that I share clips from the podcast on. Like, I was really amazed the number of stories and experiences and information about family members that worked there. Can you guess what it was? Number one is none other than episode 59, which was all about the Weyburn Mental Hospital, later known as the Surrey Valley Regional Care Center. Podcast clips from this episode were very popular on my TikTok in particular, so it doesn't surprise me that it came out on top of season number two. If you missed it, I highly recommend you go back and take a listen. I love how the top five episodes in season two were all local Saskatchewan haunts, where we dug into the history and the ghosts lurking in the shadows in the province, and I shared some of the stories and experiences that have been shared with me. And this feels like a great time to talk about what's coming next with Paraghoul Paranormal. First, I will be taking a few months off as I need to get back to writing scripts for our upcoming YQR Haunts Ghost Tours. I can't believe our first walking tour is coming up quick on July 16th. If you missed it, we have a haunted walking tour here in Regina, where I'll be guiding you through a haunted area of Regina in a 2-hour tour, talking about some true crime, mysteries, and other unfortunate tragedies that have struck haunting experiences to locals. There are only 4 of these tours this summer before we move on to the bus tours in September. Although I think I'm most excited for the upcoming VIP haunted dining experience, where we will be touring and meeting the ghosts at 4 locations around Regina, but we also get to enjoy food and drink at every location. The dining experience will only be happening once this year on October 29th, so you definitely don't want to miss it, and you'll definitely want to be on the wait list if you want to get notified before tickets go live to the public, because only the insider circles get to know about it first. Now, regarding season 3, I'm excited to say that since I left the radio show contract in November of 2025, I've decided that I want to do something a little more creative with the episodes, which will be coming up later this year. Each season will be changing. Instead of switching between episode types, like the local Saskatchewan haunts, the Canadian legends and monsters, and so on, we will instead be doing seasonal themes. These will have a beginning, a middle, and an end, focusing on a singular theme across, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 episodes. Think of it kind of like the true crime series on so many popular podcasts out there, except we'll be covering paranormal experiences, haunted locations, interviews with people that have actually had experiences, and maybe even some dark history. You'll be able to binge the entire series, share it, and come back to it whenever you want. So if you're one of the listeners that has not yet subscribed or followed on your favorite podcast platform, then make sure that you do it now, because you aren't going to want to miss season 3, which will be the first bingeable season series. I can't wait to get started on it, which is why we are ending season 2 today. Thanks to all of you who have been listening and already sharing your favorite episode with others in the paranormal community. I appreciate you all and look forward to hopefully meeting some of you on the upcoming tours. We are creating something fun and different from last year and can't wait to share so many great YQR haunted locations with you. Or maybe I'll get to see you at some of my upcoming readings. I'll be doing some readings in a couple locations throughout this year, and I'll make sure to be sharing that on my website and with my inner circle via the email as well. Of course, I'll probably post something on social media too, so just make sure you follow me somewhere so you know what's going on. Now, remember, you can check out my local YQR Ghost Guide to learn more about the top ghosts and haunted buildings in Regina. And within the free download, you'll learn about who the most famous ghosts of Regina, Saskatchewan are, as well as some of the history behind the most haunted buildings, kind of like we do here. So head over to my website at kdkulpa.com to get your copy today. Now stay tuned for more episodes where we will uncover more secrets, unravel more mysteries, and delve deeper into the shadows. This is Katie Culpa, signing off from Season 2 finale just now. Until next time, my ghouls.